Good morning, everyone. Well, snow for some, rain for some, and for others, absolutely nothing. A little bit of everything across Nebraska this morning. Let's take a look at the latest high resolution model that has come in, showing you 8 a.m. this morning. And it has been snowing in the central part of the state, and we've been seeing that transition to snow from rain in the eastern part of the state. But still, rain in Lincoln. We're seeing that mix around the Columbus area, and it's all snow for Grand Island and Kearney. So pretty much anywhere in the shade of purple and blue is where the morning commute is going to be the slowest go. Now that said, it is still raining in Lincoln and Omaha, and even rain can slow the morning commute. But where the visibilities are particularly reduced is where that snow is falling, and that's Kearney. Though the intensity is starting to come down, Grand Island, Columbus, Norfolk, and then on up to the north. So biggest impacts are certainly going to be during the morning hours. As we jump ahead in time, notice as we get towards the lunchtime hour, we're not seeing so much of the blue, so much of the purple, because our temperatures are going to be warming today, though, especially for the eastern part of the state, it'll be a lot colder than it was yesterday. But our temperatures warming just enough, getting farther away from that freezing point, where any snow that is falling, it's going to become more and more difficult as we go into the afternoon. Still could be a few flakes falling around noon, but not going to be much. Maybe even a few flakes for Lincoln before it's all said and done. I think it's going to stay all rain in the Omaha area. Meanwhile, notice Kearney, lunchtime is dry. North Platte dry. Scottsbluff, you're going to be dry all day long. The story really this afternoon, oh man, is it going to be windy. Across the entire state, we're talking about gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour. And with these temperatures, that kind of wind, absolutely, there's going to be a wind chill factor. 5 o'clock this afternoon, it may just be a few rain sprinkles still in the far eastern part of the state, but also, finally, some rain returning to the western part of the state. I think it's going to be very short-lived, a few rain sprinkles late this afternoon, early this evening, and then you're going to be drying on out. But we've got to talk about the next couple of days, talk about first a warming trend, but also still how the precipitation tries to linger in the eastern part of the state. Now, 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, looking completely dry across the state, but notice what happens around the lunchtime hour, noon, 1 o'clock. Notice how some sprinkles, maybe some flurries of snow start to pop back up for places like Lincoln, Norfolk, Sioux City, Omaha. Most of the state going to stay dry, and guess what? The wind is going to come right back tomorrow. It's going to stay breezy tonight. Wind gusts are going to be right again around 40 to 50 miles per hour. Notice the temperatures. Averaging mid-40s across the state, so that's going to make it feel even colder. I think the better chance of rain and perhaps flakes of snow, though I think in the afternoon Wednesday it's better to be rain. It's going to be around the Omaha area. I think a lot of the state's going to stay dry, but I do want to keep that chance of rain in the forecast for Omaha for that homebound commute for tomorrow. And then we've got one more opportunity at seeing a few flakes of snow in Omaha for early Thursday morning. Again, most of the state, as you can see, is going to be dry, and probably the better chance of snow is going to be over in Iowa, but maybe a few flakes of snow around for the morning commute on Thursday. Nothing that's going to slow things down. And then Thursday afternoon, the story is going to be the warming trend, particularly in the western part of the state. Now, fortunately, we're going to be catching a little bit of a break from the wind on Thursday. I still got to call it breezy for the eastern part of the state, and gusts still probably 30, 35 miles per hour for the western part of the state, but we're not seeing those gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour anymore. But look at the variety in temperatures. So Omaha may only top out Thursday afternoon in the upper 40s, but Scottsbluff, it's looking like it's going to hit the low 70s. All right, so I've thrown a lot of information at you, I know. So let's summarize what's most important for today. We still got that winter weather advisory until 1 o'clock this afternoon for Grand Island, Kearney, Columbus, Fremont, Norfolk, highlighting where the snow, that could be heavy in spots, mixing with that rain. Again, it could transition. You could have a true rain-snow mix where both are falling at the same time, or it could switch to rain and then back to snow. That's still possible until 1 o'clock this afternoon. And in this area, that's where visibility is going to be particularly reduced. And in this area, wind gusts could reach up to 50 miles per hour. Now, Lincoln and Beatrice, you're not in the winter weather advisory because you're probably just going to see a few flakes of snow. It's probably going to stay mostly rain. But you are under a wind advisory because you're not going to see very much, if any, snow. You are still going to get the winds. Again, this wind advisory highlighting where those gusts could reach 50 miles per hour. Notice Omaha not included, but it's still going to be very windy. Gusts may only reach just 45 miles per hour. So Lincoln, Beatrice, though, those gusts could reach 50 miles per hour. With gusts that strong, Can't rule out some isolated power outages. And driving east to west, keep a firm grip on the steering wheel because those winds are going to be out of the north, and that can cause you to drift into the opposite lane, especially in high-profile vehicles, 18-wheelers, for example. And last warning, be sure to secure those lightweight objects or they're going to get blown away in your yard.